Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about Dynamics 365 Business Central 2024 release with one new features. In this release, Microsoft made the CoPilot feature available within Business Central, and also it did a lot of improvement on the service management and project management module within Business Central. It also added the new integration with Dynamics 365 field service and new integration with the Shopify B2B through the Microsoft Shopify connector. It also have some improvement on the environment, the integration with the DataWorks environment and virtual tables. So let's dig into the details. So first talk about the CoPilot. Within Business Central, if you search CoPilot and AI capabilities, then you will find this page. And some of the CoPilot feature is already available, like the marketing text. So in the previous release, it was added to push the product description to Shopify through the Microsoft Shopify connector. And in this release, it added a new feature for the bank account reconciliation. So you can drag and drop multiple bank statements in the CSV format as attachment and attach them to your bank account reconciliation. Some of the features is not available in my preview sandbox yet. Probably will be released soon, like the Ask CoPilot feature. So within Business Central previously, then you can click on this help, the question mark, which you will see the help come up. Then it will turn into Ask CoPilot. So you can ask CoPilot for anything within your Business Central, like if you want the CoPilot to do an analysis for your sales within the past 3 months by customer, then you can ask CoPilot for that. So also you can go into any page, and if you have any questions regarding a field on the page, and at the bottom you see right now it says show help, it will say ask CoPilot. So then you can click on ask CoPilot to get details for how that field is used within Business Central. So since I don't have that feature available, let's take a look on bank account reconciliation. So if we go to our bank account reconciliation, I already have a bank account reconciliation card created. So, but you see at the bottom, you see this button says reconcile with CoPilot. This is where you can click. Then from import transaction data from here, and you can put a statement date, and then you can attach multiple Excel spreadsheet to it. So I'm just a drag. So I have these two Excel spreadsheet. Actually, they are not for the this bank statement reconciliation. So I'm just gonna drag and drop to show you, like when I drag and drop, and it's actually just copying those two files to and attach it to this bank account reconciliation. And if it's in the format of your bank account import format, bank statement import format, then it will be imported. Then you will see them on your bank account reconciliation on the left. Those will be what you imported with those two attachments. So it's very convenient with this feature. Just make it previously you can only attach one file, but now you can attach two files at the same not only two files, so you can attach multiple files at the same time. Okay, so for the next, I will say Microsoft did a lot of improvement for the project management and service management within Business Central. The service management is only available if you have a Business Central premium license. If you are only with Business Central Essential license, then you will not see the service management within your system. So let's talk about the project management. So in the past, the project in Business Central is called jobs. So which is very confusing to people who are used with the terms like project management. In Business Central, then you have to go to our job card, you have to create your job task line, job task planning line. So everything is called jobs and job setup. But everything with this release, everything related to within Business Central referencing to jobs are renamed to project. So it just like in the past, if you go to the job setup, now it's called a project setup. And then in the past, which is called jobs, now it's called projects. So let's go to our projects and to see what has been improved on the project card. So first I will say on the project, so in the past, like on the sales document or purchase document on the header, you can specify a location code. So that can be inherited to the lines. And similar to that, and it's being added to the project. So on the project header, you can specify a location code. And then when you create a task line, project task line, that will inherit what the location code will be inherited to your project task line. So that's just add a new task line. Task number 10. We need to have a bill to customer. So there's one thing missed on this project card is the customer. We didn't specify the bill to customer. So and this if you notice, we have the sell to customer and bill to customer on the project as well. And they can be different, right? So when I put in the sell to customer, it's default to the bill to customer because that's the setup on my customer card. Let's say if the bill to customer is a different customer, then on the same project you may have the same bill to customer but multiple sell to customer. So that's also supported on this new project feature. So the old job card now called a project card, and you could see there's a field added which says customer number and bill to customer number. So this will allow you to have the capability to, if let's say on the task 10, then we just set up, and then task 20, let's say configuration. Okay, so let's say those are two different project tasks. And then for the they are having the same bill to customer, but they're on the different sell to customer. Then you have the capability on one project. You can specify. So let's say this is training, and you can specify different bill to customer and different sell to customer. So even on the project card on the header, I have bill to customer 20,000. But I will have the flexibility on the line. I can select a different bill to customer. So this will allow you to have one project, but you can bill to multiple sell to and bill to customers on one project card. You can create an invoice for different customers, for different bill to and sell to customers. So that's another feature added for the project. And so we talk about when we added a location code on the header, then we will be able to have that location code inherited to the task line. So I don't have the task line showing up here, but I can personalize and have it show up. So then let's see if we will have the location code default to what you have on the header. So the location code is not on the task line, and that's because it seems like it's already there, because I can see location code is already there. It's already on my page, but I just don't see it. So we can zoom in. Somehow it's invisible for me, but we can zoom in, inspect the page to see what location code we have there. So actually it's inherited from the header. It also says East, and this is my task. So that's just go through each task line. So the first task line, location East, and second and the third, it's all a location East. Okay, so this not only it does not only do it for the task line. If you have the job planning line created, and this will inherit it to the project planning line as well. So I just don't have enough time to show you, but actually if you have that and you personalize this and make the location code show up and the project planning line, it will inherit what you have on the header, project card header, to the job project planning line as well. So that's one feature. It can default the location for the project. to the project task line and project planning line. And also I showed you we can invoice multiple customers because on the lines there's you can add a customer number and bill to customer number. You may be wondering why it doesn't show up on your environment. So the problem will be if you are coming from an old Business Central version. When you upgrade to this version, then this default task bidding method will be automatically default to one customer instead of multiple customer. By switching it from one customer to multiple customers, you will have this feature available for you, which you can specify different customer number on the different task line, and you can invoice different customer on the same project, just in case you have multiple customers involved in the same project. Okay, so also there's a feature like on the planning line. So this is just for you to invoice multiple customer on the same project. But how about you have a single customer, but you want to invoice that single customer for multiple projects? So let's go to a sales. Let's go to a sales invoice, and then we can take a look how that feature is available. So I have some of the customers, like this customer already loaded the lines. The sales lines you see here are loaded from multiple projects on multiple project planning lines. You could see these ones, and you could see the project number, project task number. And so let's say we have a customer, we have a sales invoice I didn't load from the existing project yet. So then you can go to a sales invoice, and then you can go to line and go to functions and get project planning lines. So this will show you all the planning lines for this customer. So you can multi-select them, and then you can click on OK to load them on the sales invoice line. So that's how you can invoice multiple project planning lines for a single customer on a single invoice. So this feature is also available by this release. So we talk about this improvement for the project management for the jobs within Business Central, and I also mentioned there's an improvement for the service management within Business Central as well. So let's say in the past on the sales on the item card, you can say you want to attach attachment, then you want it to flow through to different purchase document or different you can flow through it to different purchase document or sales document. You have these Boolean fields here, flow to purchase transactions, flow to sales transactions. Now there's a new field added for flow to service transactions. Once you enable that, and on the service documents like the service order or service code or service contract, when you add this item, the attachment you enabled from the item will flow through to those service documents. So also, if you instead of the regular item, if you go to your service item, so on the service item, then you also have this feature. So on the service item, and if you go to the attachments, then you could see there's a flow to service transactions, because the service item is only for the service documents. So you have this added. You can enable this, then it will flow through all those service documents like service code, service orders, service contract, etc. So that's one feature for doing the attachment for the items and service items. So that's an improvement for the service order management. You can flow those attachments to the service documents now. And another thing is like once you block the item, then on the item card, it also, let's go to the item card again. It added a new field, and this field is called a block service. So let's go to our price, and so you see here, once we expand the price and sales first step, then we see there's sales blocked, there's a service blocked. Now you can enable service blocked. If the service is blocked, when you add an item through the service order, service code, those documents, service documents, then these items which has service block will be filtered out. You will not see them when you try to add them. And also, if you go to the service item, let's go back to the service item again. And then on the service item, then you will see there's a block field added. Under the block field, then you can block all. Block all will block this service item for all the service documents, and all you can select just block the service contract. So you will only not be able to see this service item on the service contract. And similar to the sales order, purchase order for the number series, and if you go to a service order, so the general rules for the number series is like you can use when you enable a number series, you can enable a default number or manual number, and but no matter what number you have enabled, either it's default and manual. After the document has been created, then you see the number field is not available for editing anymore. So that's a feature. It's by design. Like Microsoft doesn't want to protect the document number once it's created upon creation. So it just prevents you from changing it after the document creation. Like if I'm creating a new service order document, you see this number field is available. Depends on how you configure your number series. If you have multiple number series for the service documents, then if that's the case, you can click on the three dots. Then it will allow you to select. You see, I have two service order number series. I can select one of the two. Okay. Then but you see, you can enable the default number or manual number. No matter which one you enabled, once this document number is generated, then if you go out and get in again, then you will see that number field is not available for editing anymore. So it's just a feature by design to prevent you from editing the document number after the creation of the document. So, but that's another feature added for the number series for the service document. And also, if you go to our user setup, there's some control in the user setup to control if how the different permissions for the service order documents. So you can see we have the service invoice posting policy here. So this is for the posting, similar to the sales invoice posting and purchase invoice posting. There's a different rules you can configure. Then we can configure this once the service invoice posting policy is allowed. Then you will be able to do both ship and invoice, and also ship and invoice. You have those three options. But once it's prohibited, you can only do the ship. You cannot do the invoice. But once it's mandatory, you only have one option, which is ship and invoice. So those are the different posting policy you can enable for different user for service order management. This is also previous was not available, but because it's available for the sales and purchase documents, and then Microsoft make it available for the service documents as well. And so that's basically the most interesting parts I saw for the improvement for the jobs and the service order management. And in this version, there's a new improvement for the integration with field services. But if you can go to your assisted setup from this My Settings and go to assisted setup, the prerequisite is in order to enable the field service integration with Business Central, you have to set up your integration with Dynamics 365 Sales first. So somehow I have some issue because I'm using a CDX environment. It's a digital experience. It does not have a provisioned Dynamics 365 Sales environment. I created a trial, but it doesn't work with the trial. So so I have some authentication issue, and this part cannot be completed. But in order to configure your field service integration, then you need to enable this Dynamics 365 Sales integration first. then you will be able to set up your integration to field service. If you go through this wizard, you can see the prerequisite is you have to set up that connection. Then if I click on OK, nothing happened. But once, if you have this enabled, then you will be able to integrate like your work order product in the field services to the Business Central item, your work order to the sales orders in Business Central. So you will have all those integration. And also for the data wares, so there's the integration with data wares. If you go to our data wares connection setup, then you could see Microsoft added new table, a feature for you to add a new table integration. You can select your own, the table you want and the field you want for the integration. Previously, you only have the very limited integration tables. So now let's go to the integration tables mapping. So you have the preloaded integration with all these content, currency, customer, payment method, shipping method, shipment, vendor. So that's the basic pre-built ones. But now you have a feature, you can add your own integration table. Then you can go to the mapping and then click on new table mapping. From here, then you can give it a name. Let's say I do not see item in the pre-built integration mappings, so I can just say item. Then I can click on next, and then I can select my table. Let's say the item table that just search it. I want to add this integration, the item table, and the integration table is on your Dynamics 365 sales. I will say CRM product as their product table. And the integration table unique identifier, let's say the product ID is the unique identifier. Then integration table modified on, I would say I'm gonna use the modified on timestamp. And then I can select bidirectional or just from Business Central to the Dynamics 365 sales, which is to integration table, or the other way. But let's just leave the bidirectional and click on next. And this is where you can specify the Business Central item table field number. I'm just gonna use the number. And then you can specify the integration table field number. I'm just gonna say the product ID. And then let's click on next. So then you're done. So you just created a new integration table for the, and this will be synchronized to the data wares. So this is a great feature because in the past you don't have the flexibility to add the other tables and fields you want. You have to go through a developer to do that. And now it's available by just add additional mapping through the new table mapping, which is really great. And also in this DataWorks connection, if you have the virtual tables available, I since the same reason I'm using CDX, I don't have a provisioned DataWorks environment with the virtual tables installed. In order to do that, actually you have to install this Business Central Virtual Tables app. This is not a Business Central app. This is the app on the Microsoft App Stores, but available only for the Dynamics 365 sales, customer service, field service, project service automation, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, and the Power Apps. You can download from, you can get it once you get this app, it will be installed on these apps. Then you will be able to see it on your DataWorks. The virtual table feature will be available on the DataWorks. The virtual table is not an actual table. It's just a table which has the access to our Business Central table, to your Business Central, and then to synchronize the Business Central, not synchronize. So there's two ways for the Business Central data to be available on DataWorks. One way is this checkbox, which is enable data synchronization. Once you enable this, then it's kind of just copying the data from Business Central to DataWorks tables. And the virtual tables, once you enable this, virtual table it's not a table, it's not a DataWorks table. It just like its name, it's a virtual table. It does not hold any data. It just have access to the Business Central, then the data is still within Business Central. It's just the virtual table has access to Business Central to get the data. It's kind of that way, but it's not having the data stored in DataWorks. The data is still within Business Central. But by using the virtual tables, you can have the integration with different Dynamics 365 apps, because as long as a virtual table has access to the different apps, then it can create an integration between the different Dynamics 365 systems. Like you can create an integration with between Business Central and Dynamics 365 Sales through the DataWorks connection. So in this version, it added a relationship. It's called syncretic relationship, and with this relationship, it's kind of establish a relationship between the virtual table and the DataWorks table, which has the Business Central data synchronized. And so this synthetic table relationship, in order to use that, you have to enable this checkbox. And once you enable this checkbox, as I mentioned, you need to have that virtual tables app installed first. Then you enable this checkbox. Then you will be able to add a relationship. You can click on the synthetic relationships. Then you will be able to create that relationship between the virtual table and your synchronized table, DataWorks table. And so then it will provide more flexibility for the integration between Business Central and other Dynamics 365 apps. You can see the Business Central data available, more fields and data available on the other Dynamics 365 Dynamics 365 apps, business application apps. So which is a really nice feature, but I just couldn't show you because I don't have access. And also regarding in the integration in this version, as I mentioned, it added the support for the Microsoft Shopify connector, added support for the B2B Shopify B2B site. So you can have a B2B Shopify B2B site enabled there. And with this enabled, and then you will be able to synchronize the difference between Shopify, the regular Shopify and Shopify B2B. Shopify B2B, you have to use Shopify Plus, only available from Shopify Plus. And on Shopify Plus, you can use the catalogs. You can synchronize the catalogs for the products. It's kind of a category for your products, but this feature is not available in the regular Shopify. It's only available for Shopify Plus. This is the B2B features. Then you can say get the catalogs. You could see already get the catalogs. I already got those catalogs from the B2B site. And also you can have the companies, because for B2B, the concept, it's not like you only have B2C customers on regular Shopify. For B2B, then it has the concept of company. So there's a company, and there's under the company there are customers. And so you can, with the B2B feature, you can be admin user, or you can just be a buyer. Just to you can also have, you can with the same email address, then you can use it for purchasing for your company, or you can make purchase on Shopify side for yourself. So then you have to, in order to support that feature, then it has a structure of companies and customers. The companies is new. In the past, B2C doesn't have the company concept. So then you can synchronize the companies from the B2B side. So I have a company synchronized from the B2B side. So mainly these two features are added. One is the catalog, one is the catalogs and companies. Those are the features added to support B2B. And under the Shopify shop cart, then you could see there's a B2B company synchronization fast tab also added, and you can configure to if you want to import a company when you retrieve the order from Shopify, or if you want to just import all companies, it doesn't matter if you are retrieving order or not. So you have the different options. And you can do the company mapping by the email and phone number because those are most likely to be unique. And all you can just say always take the default company. So there's some setup added for the B2B feature as well in order to support that structure, the company and customer structure. So this are supported by this version for the Microsoft Shopify connector. And also in this version, there's some other improvement and for the to support multiple currency. Then there's in the past there's a consolidation from the code units, from the business units. So in the business units, on the business units, with this version, then you can specify the exchange rates. When you do the consolidation, if you just go to exchange rate, it automatically default the latest exchange rate has been used. And then you can say if you want to use the exchange rate when you did the last consolidation, you can click on the three dot and click on select from previous consolidation. Because I didn't do any consolidation yet, I don't have that. But it just gives you more flexibility to specify the exchange rate you want to use when you do the consolidation for the different business units. And also for the currencies, it also on the employee. So if you want to reimburse your employee for the employee expenses, in the past you can use the general journal. You can still use it, but you could see I can specify my currency code in the general journal for the employee when I post the general journal to reimburse employee expenses now. So it supports multiple currencies now, currency code. And another thing related to the currency is on the chart of account. If you go to your general ledger account, and then there's a fast tab added to support the revaluation for multiple currency. You can see this. It's called a revaluation fast tab. So all these fields added is to support the revaluation of general ledger account if you use different currency. And then you can, there's a GL revaluation. So you can use the GL currency revaluation to do the revaluation for your general ledger account. This in the past, this feature is never available on the general ledger level. You cannot revalue from the general ledger level, but now it's available. And also regarding, so that's everything regarding the currency. So you can do the consolidation, you can do on the employee reimbursing expenses. So you can use general journal to specify a different currency code, and also you have this capability to revalue the general ledger account. With these fields setting on added on the general ledger account card for the revaluation, then you're able to do that. So, and also there are some other improvement. So in the past, for the deferral code, it's only available on the sales and purchase document. But now, if you go to your general journal, sorry, it's not the general journal. You go to your purchase journal or the sales journal, then you will see the deferral code. You can use the deferral code together with these journals now. So that's just get our deferral code. So this deferral code is available in the purchase and sales journals for you to use. Another very nice feature is the for the blob field. So in Business Central, everywhere which you can use the blob field for the text, then you can support multi-line now. So previously it doesn't support that. Let's go to the sales header. So I have an example here, which is the work description. Please pick the order from. So I have 3 lines here, right? So if I want to add another line, we can use a configuration package. So these lines, multi-line text can be imported and exported through configuration package to Business Central now. So I already have a filter specified on the sales header table to only export that sales header for that sales order. So let's see how this, and also I only have two fields, the net sales order number and the work description. And so the key for you to know how this is displayed on Business Central is on this functions, Excel functions text box, then you will see it has to be multiple line like that. If I add something like that, then it will not show up as a multiple line, so as a fourth line. So I have to make sure then this has to go, so this has to be spaced well, then it can go to the next line. Then when you, from this field, and then when you import it to Business Central, it will show on a different line. Okay, otherwise it will just show on the same line. It will not show as multiple lines. So now if I import this, I have an empty line here. I'm just gonna delete this line. And so now if I import this to my Business Central, then we should be able to see the, let me just import this, and okay, just, oh, I select multiple. Okay, so let's import this back to Business Central and apply this package. Then we are expecting to see on that sales header, we should have 4 lines on that, and the last line says tested. So let's see, just scroll down. You see it will be that way, like that. So the key is like when you added that in Excel, you have to make sure the spacing in Excel under that function need to be need to wrap to the next line. So for it to show up properly here as a next line. Okay, so but that's a next feature. So you could see this any field which is a blob field which use the multi-line text, it's supported. You can import and export through configuration package. So like the sales code, sales order, and blanket sales order, all those will have this work description as a blob field. You can do the same. And so that's a really nice feature. And another feature is you can assign a salesperson code. So from the ship to address. So let's say I have this customer on the customer card. Our salesperson code is JO. And then when we create a sales order from this customer, it should automatically inherit this. So I just created a sales order, automatically inherited the salesperson code JO, right? And but many businesses, they may not want to use that salesperson code from the customer because they may have salesperson who's responsible for a different ship to address for the customer. If that's the case, then they will prefer to use the salesperson code on the ship to address instead of the customer card. So that's just specify ship to address for this sales order. Then let's take a look on this sales order. And actually, you see, I do not have a salesperson code, but don't be panicked. You can still personalize and add that salesperson code to this page. Let's just add it to, okay. So let's just add that. So I just added the salesperson code here, and it has a ship to address BC. Okay. So then let's just select this ship to address. Then we expect on the sales header, the salesperson code will change to the salesperson code from the ship to address, which is supposed to be BC now instead of JO. Let's click on OK. And then let's go back and take a look. Yeah, it did make that change. But let's go to another ship to address, which has, so we have another ship to address, which is the Edmonton. And let's take a look. What is the salesperson code on this one? This one doesn't have any salesperson code. So if we select that, we will expect on the sales header, it goes back to the salesperson code from the customer card. Because if you don't have a salesperson code on the ship to address, it should default to the one on the customer card. Let's click on OK. Now we change the ship to code to Edmonton, scroll up, then it goes back to salesperson code JO, which is from the customer card. So this is another feature added by this version, which is good because now you can have different salesperson responsible for different ship to address. Then you can get a commission for those salesperson calculated properly in Business Central now. And so another thing I see which is helpful in this version, which is really helpful for the UAT testing, is it's added a feature called page scripting. And sorry, it's not connecting. You have to click on this My Settings button. Then you just click on page scripting. It's still in preview. And then you could see this page scripting. It has a button that says Start New. Then you can just say Start New. And then you can do a bunch of things like you want. Within Business Central, it will record each steps within Business Central. Like if think about you're during the UAT, the user acceptance testing stage, and then the customer, your client has some issue, reported some issue, then you can ask them to use this page scripting tool to record the issue, to record the steps they have when they get to that issue. So then you can analyze. So let's say I want to create a warehouse shipment on this, and I get an error message. There are no warehouse shipment lines created. Let's say I'm a customer. Then I do not understand Business Central really well yet, but I'm on my UAT testing stage. And then I got that error message. I want you to investigate why I'm getting that error message. So if that's the case, then I can say I want to save this. I can also share a link to you, and then you can use that link to investigate. I can also save this recording. Do you want to continue? I can say yes. Then I can save a recording. And once I save the recording, then I can ask you to go to your Business Central and import to Business Central. And so it works like how to replicate that issue. So let's say I go to my Business Central and then I want to import that script. So right now I have that script, but I say this is create a new open. So when you click on this button, the drop down list beside this new recording, it has a new recording or has an open recording. You can click on this open recording, then you will be able to select the one, the file you just your client send it to you, and then you can import it. So then it just tells you, oh, this is the steps. Then for how they get that arrow, then you can just play this step, play all these steps, and then you could see what steps they're going through before they get their arrow. Then you can analyze that, and then you can get back to your client. So in the past, your client has to record a short video in order to show you the steps to replicate the issue, but now they can just record this through the page scripting and then save it and send it to you or share a link to you, and then you can import it, or you can click on the link to view the steps they are going through when they generate the arrow. Then you can analyze them and troubleshoot and get back to your client. So this is more convenient to the consultant to especially for the UAT testing or troubleshooting. And also another feature added is an arrow. So this arrow I can show you because I wanted to show you another feature, but actually that I got that feature, this feature, because this sandbox have an issue with that. What the feature I want to show you is the new feature added in this version for 8 more report, which has the Excel report layout, and then you can use that layout to build your own report in Excel. So I want to show you that feature, but I'm getting an error when I export any of these new report added in which still says preview. Any of these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the new the 8 reports they added. Microsoft added new report in preview, still in preview stage. And if I want to run the report and export or download, I get an error. Okay. So I couldn't really show you that feature, but I will say that's a nice feature. Then you can use these reports and build your own Excel report in the Excel through the Excel layout you exported with the report. So, but I'm showing a feature which is also added in this version. If you're getting an error, then you could see there's a share details button here. Then you can click on this and you can copy the arrow, and then you can paste it in a notepad, send it to your developer for investigation. So I can paste it like this. Or I can just so in the past you can do that by a button saying copy details, but now you can share the details to your teams. You can click on this button and share to your teams, and also you can share the details via email. So once you click on this, it will open your teams and then automatically paste that what I copied to the notepad to our teams chat, and you can send to a developer. And also you can, once you click on share details via email, it will paste whatever I just pasted to my notepad and open up your Outlook, and then you can send it. You can send it to your developer that way. So that's another feature added for this version, which helps you to troubleshoot. And so the last thing I want to say, the last feature I want to talk about is the link environment. So you can link, actually we can go through these because that's a link environment feature I want to talk about, but because also I do not have access, so I cannot really show you, but I think it's a really nice feature. You can use a link environment in DataWorks integration, or you can link Business Central environment to Power Platform environment. Basically, what you have to do is you have to go to your admin portal, Business Central admin portal to do it. You can link the environment from there. But that feature is not available yet, so I can now show you here. It's not available for me to link yet, so I cannot really show you. But with that feature, then you can link the different environment like your Business Central, Dynamics 365 sales, and in field services, project automation service, all those different apps easily, and link it with your Power Platform, Power Apps easily. So you can create more integration between the different business Dynamics 365 business applications. So that's also a nice feature. And so that's why I'm saying that's the last one I want to talk about. And there's some also like they made a worksheet available. So previously you cannot add it to the worksheet on the mobile apps, but they make that available. Access worksheet pages from mobile apps. You could be able to edit the worksheet on your mobile apps now, because that's the trend. Like people are more and more relying on their mobile device, work on their mobile device. That's a tendency. So that's why now the worksheet is available on the mobile device for editing. Okay. So that's everything I want to talk about for this Business Central 2024 release wave 1. Once again, so I think Microsoft put lots of effort on make the CoPilot feature available within Business Central, and focused on the project management and service order management improvement, and integration with the Shopify B2B, and integration with the other Dynamic 365 apps and the DataWorks. So all these improvements available in this version. So more, I think later we will see more and more CoPilot features to be used within Business Central to make our jobs easier. Okay, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.